Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today guys, we are going to be diving down into the charts for Bitcoin to see what's been going on most recently with the market leader. Now as we get into this video, if you do find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you are going to be kept up to date with all of the videos that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, completely free, links down in the description down below. We do a lot more kind of technical analysis for our members down in Discord, Patreon, and so forth. So those are the things that kind of tickle your fancy. Why not go ahead and check out those links in the description below and join us in Discord. It's a very active community talking crypto 24/7. Right, let's jump on down into the desktop and take a look at what's been going on here with Bitcoin. Okay guys, we're going to start off with this hourly chart. We have been tracking an impulsive move up for a little while. We've been talking about this move higher, and actually I'll get the target on the screen here for you. So we're just going to measure this wave 3 to wave 4 low, and this shows us what we're looking out at moving towards 45,150. We obviously overwicked yesterday. We've taken this key level out. Let me just move that over so you can see that a little bit clearer. We went past it. Let's see if that's actually on the line here. It's actually a little bit hard to see, but yeah, it's about approximately there. Let me just move that up a fraction. So yeah, it's about 45,100 and around that kind of area. So as you can see, this actually completes these 2-5 waves, right? So if I actually zoom out and just pull this down a little bit, we can see that we were tracking a much bigger move on this chart, right? A wave 1, 2, 3, a deep wave 4, and then a big surge up, and this 5th wave, right? And this final 5th wave has a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 waves inside it. If we wanted to, we could analyze that further. Now, what's interesting about this is we've completed these moves here, but the hourly stochastic RSI on down here, it's in the oversold area, right? So we are looking at corrective action right now, and all of this move up here is actually more indicative of a wave 4 move rather than a 5th wave final kind of push upwards, and that's because it's kind of just trading sideways. And I've been looking at it. I've been looking to see whether or not I can see if this is a 4th wave in anywhere across here, and there isn't really a way that I can draw this up to make that look like a a 4th wave in itself. I mean, that is quite clearly the 4th wave that we're currently having down here, and then we move up and we hit the 1.618. So we obviously have gone up high. We've obviously pulled back down. I think there's something else going on here that's not necessarily within this particular wave count. So I'm just going to try to figure out what is going on there. As I said, it doesn't look like a wave 4 move when you actually start to analyze wave 3 and wave 4 here. So they're pretty standard. Now, when we actually saw this move up, we kind of, were looking in an interesting kind of play. Now, what we actually have is what I believe to be an A, B, and C move into the higher direction, right? So, and what we have, if I actually get this right, let's see if I can do this. We have A, B, and C coming down. Okay, then we have up here an A, a B, and then a really dragged out C wave up here, and that C wave again, it has an A, a B, and a C move just inside there. So for the most part, that seems to be what's been playing out, and we had this high point here. Now that C wave there is actually a little short. It hasn't hit the 1-to-1 ratio. It should actually have been higher than that area just there. Now there's a lot of overlap here inside all of these kind of waves. I'm not going to draw them all up. It's just very, very overlappy, and effectively that means that it's all corrective. Right now, what I am going to show you guys as well is what this pattern is commonly known as. Right, outside of Elliott wave theory, we actually have an interesting kind of area here. Right, so let me just kind of draw this up for you. So we have a trend line coming up here, for example, right? We come up into this area, then we trade sideways, okay, slight pullback in here in the middle, and then we surge up again, right? This is basically a continuation pattern, right? We move up, we trade sideways, and then we continue the trend that led into it. In the case of moving up, going sideways, we move up afterwards. Now, obviously, if we were coming down and we go sideways, we tend to go down afterwards, right? It's a continuation of the trend that led beforehand. So what we have is another kind of continuation pattern forming here, like we had over this side as well. Now this is important, but I think there's a few other things that have to happen. So why is this important to start with? Well, we have 5 waves up, then we have an ABC correction, and then we have 5 waves up. So that is pretty important to kind of acknowledge, right? Because we have to kind of acknowledge that. And that's actually in a little bit of a strange kind of way. Yeah, so we had that 5/5 wave there. A 5-3-5-3-5 is important to the actual structure of the impulsive move upwards. So what we would be looking for here is an ABC correction, like we saw down here, that will basically allow us to go up further, right? And that further move to the upside would effectively be another 5 waves, right? So you'd end up with 5 waves, 3 waves, 5 waves, and so forth. So that's kind of what you're looking for. You're looking for a 5-3-5-3-5, and that's the end of it. Then you'll end up for a bigger correction to the downside. Now I'm going to tidy this up a little bit because there's a lot of noise on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove some of this. I'm going to just grab that and remove this. So we can kind of see that pattern a little bit clearer, right? We have this surge up. We again have the continuation, the slight pullback, the ABC, and I'll draw the ABCs on so you can see these, right? We have A, we have B, and we have C right here, and that's kind of what we're looking for here, right? So this could be A, this could be B, and then we could look for C, right? And if we have that, then effectively we have this impulsive move here, we have this impulsive move here, we'd look for another impulsive move here. Now, the importance of that next impulsive move is $47,500, which, if I zoom on out, you can see I have a C wave target for. And that is because we actually have a wave A this side, a wave B coming down, and a wave C going higher on a larger time frame. This will be a daily chart. So what we're looking for here is to have this ABC correction. This will allow us to basically correct our 4-hourly chart, our 8-hourly chart, our daily charts, stochastic RSIs. It's the hourly that's the odd one out. The hourly is basically saying that we should push up, yet the 4-hourly is actually really high. It needs to see the correction come in, and the 8-hourly needs to see the correction come in, and the daily is actually just headed up into the overbought area, so it needs to see the correction too. So what we're looking for is we're looking for a sizable ABC. I'm not saying it's going to go down to 40k, 42k. I'm just kind of saying that's where the ABC will be, like we saw previously, and then we should be looking for another impulsive move going up higher. Okay, and that should take us into this C wave high that would then complete the structure on our daily chart, and then we can look for another corrective move. Now, it's possible that this actually continues going much higher, and this C wave in itself, it goes impulsive. I think there's a low probability of that right now without first seeing some kind of ABC correction on this on the daily chart, really, to kind of see how that pattern plays out. And the importance of that move would be that we would then start looking further forward in terms of progressive moves upward. But for now, we're actually talking about, you know, this structure, this impulsive structure, which actually sits inside of a bigger C wave on our daily chart, and it's basically 5-3-5-3-5 that we want to see. Now, it's too soon to know for certain if that's going to play out, so I am going to remove the impulsive move here. One of the things I am very confident on is thinking that we are going to see an ABC correction down. Okay, we haven't got any targets for this just yet, but before we can really see how that plays out, we need to see this stochastic RSI on the on the hourly chart move up into the overbought area, right? It doesn't have to happen. We can, of course, just stay in this oversold area for a pretty significant portion of time. And, you know, here's some good examples, right, just inside this data on this downward trend here, that we basically stayed in this oversold area and just carried on falling down. And we actually moved this stochastic RSI all the way up without doing any real price discovery, and then we continued to fall back down afterwards. So the hourly chart isn't too much of a problem, but it is something that I'm quite aware of, that we are reasonably low. We'll probably move up a little bit before starting to fall back down, but I am expecting an ABC correction. Now we've hit this technical target, which is the minimum of 1.618 of the previous wave, that wave 4 low, that we should be, looking at some kind of corrective action like we saw previously to allow us to reset those stochastic RSIs, allow profit to be taken off the table, and then allow us to go into the next, what I hope to be impulsive move upwards. That would actually complete the structure and allow us then to talk about this $47,500 target that we've had for quite some time on this ABC move on the larger scale. So overall, Bitcoin's actually performing really well. It's taken a pretty good area. This continuation pattern is interesting because it's going against what I would expect to see occur here for the stochastic RSI. So do take this with a pinch of salt. The stochastic RSI is telling us that we should be looking to go up, at least here on the hourly chart, but on the 4-hourly chart, on the 8-hourly chart, the daily chart, they're indicating that we need to see the ABC correction. Now we've hit our target at the top here of $45,000. I want to be watching this. I want to be, reacting carefully as to whether or not Bitcoin's going to continue its pump to the upside in that kind of move towards 47.5K, or we are going to kind of potentially move down towards these kind of 42, maybe 40, maybe a little bit lower. I don't know how it's going to go just yet, but there should be some form of corrective move. The only thing that's out of place is that stochastic RSI on our hourly chart. So that's kind of the thing that we're watching out for to make sure that that one actually corrects as expected. And then we should be into this correction. So, if you're trading and all that kind of stuff, then, what I personally would be doing would be, selling high and buying down cheaper, for example. But obviously I'm not a financial advisor. I cannot offer you financial advice. All I can do is read the data here in the charts, and you guys can watch and enjoy it as entertainment as needs be. But do go ahead and join us in Discord. You'll find a lot more down there. So why not check it out? Right, with all that said, done and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and we'll catch you all in the next one.